satu penghormatan besar untuk meraikan Royal Profesor Naquib Al-Attas di dekad yang lalu. Beliau pernah menyingkap, menggambarkan Zaaba sebagai pemukul rebana. Malam ini saya mengambil kesempatan renung sumbangan guru besar bangsa, Profesor Muhammad Naquib Al-Attas, ibarat peniup seruling. Nyaringnya itu menyentuh kalbu sanubari bangsa. In the classic Persian work of Sufi poet Fariduddin Attar, The Conference of the Birds, Mantiq al-Tayyib, we come across these exotic couplets. It was in China, late one moonless night, the Simoch first appeared to mortal sight. And we are told that the hoop tells the birds that they will have to cross 7 valleys facing the hazards of even death in order to reach the abode of this legendary Simoch. This evening, we gather to listen to the bezels of wisdom from a towering intellect, an internationally renowned scholar of the highest caliber, our beloved Sheikh, Royal Laureate Professor Tan Sri Dr. Syed Muhammad Naquib Al-Attas. Indeed, while we are grateful for his enlightening forays into history, semantics, literature, civilizational studies, philosophy, metaphysics, and Islam, we cannot yet begin to fathom the depth of Professor Naquib's legacy. But make no mistake, it is a legacy that has been forged on a lifetime of dedication to the passionate pursuit of knowledge and learning, a religious calling for the quest of the truth and understanding, a mystical odyssey into the mysteries of the unknown. As the main purpose is to listen to Professor Naquib himself extemporize on his latest book, The Covenants Fulfilled, it would be quite unnecessary for me, even audacious, to attempt to review it. Suffice for me to say that when Professor Naquib dwells into the world of Islam and the fulfillment of the primordial covenant between God and man, it is best that we stay in our lane as students. Nevertheless, speaking of students, I am proud to declare that I have been one of the most fortunate of Professor Naquib's circle of devoted pupils to have benefited immensely from his wisdom and foresight. His Islam and Secularism, published more than 4 decades ago, has had a lasting impression on me, and I believe still remains compelling, relevant today. He expounds and advocates with passionate zeal the concept of deen, adl, hikmah, adab, and ta'deeb, which I made an effort to inculcate among his many other weighty ideas and values in our system during my time as education minister, back in the 80s. Now, going back even further, when I was an undergraduate in University of Malaya, Professor Naquib inspired us to go an extra mile to get out of our comfort zone of books and studies, crucial as they are, to do and make things happen. Bolstered and fired by the zeal of Islamic revivalism that became a phenomenon in my youth, ABIM was formed from the awareness that Islam is the perfection of beliefs and the ways of living, and that a Muslim should live by the principles of Tawheed. However, the plethora of provocations could not restrain us from promoting Professor Naquib's thoughts as contained in such books as Islam dalam Sejarah dan Kebudayaan Melayu, which incidentally was almost a text for all teachers when I then assumed the position as Minister of Education. And Risalah, Kaum Muslimin, and many others. I do not want to underscore one fundamental point in all these works, and that is the primacy of Malay dignity and the inherent strength of Malay society, built on the foundations of Islamic values. This is an aspect which needs reiteration, particularly in this day and age, rather than partake of the self-induced delusions of Malays losing power and the consequential chest-thumping hysteria in asserting ketuanan Melayu. In short, Professor Naquib's great works remind us of the Islamic outlook on life based on overarching dominion of the core civilizational values of justice, culture, freedom, morality, and societal progress. Above all, the call to overcome ignorance with knowledge, ilm, to go into the light from darkness, all these being the absolutely essential building blocks of a noble and great civilization. Inshallah, the government will take the initiative to enhance the Syed Muhammad Naquib Al-Attas library at Istek, with its current collection estimated at more than 150,000 titles. Possibly the premier library on Islam and Southeast Asia in this region. Let us pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that future generations will draw inspiration and benefit from our quintessential Islamic scholar, our teacher par excellence, our beloved Professor Laureate, Royal Professor Laureate, Professor Naquib Al-Attas. Wabillahi tawfiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.